Good morning, everyone. It's 7 o'clock in the morning, the very next day. Yesterday, it was such a fun-filled experience, and we went for river rafting. We went for Irupu Falls. It was so beautiful. We also had the campfire in the evening, and now we are here. I wanted to show you around this beautiful spot amidst the forest, amidst all the coffee plantation. None of the artificial backdrops can match up to this. It is so beautiful, and I'm so grateful to that beautiful lady who arranged this location for me so that I can just chill out and have fun. So, and I would also suggest to the people, please take holidays. I do not take many, but now I'm going to make it sure that at least I go out once every 3 months so that I get that refreshment, and hope you do the same. And once I go for the plucking of guavas and everything, I'll surely take you around because it's a beautiful place. I just wanted to take few pictures and show you around. It is such a wonderful place. They say that sometimes we can even see elephants out here. I haven't had the opportunity to see, but yes, we get elephants over here. They just pass by and they do not harm any human beings. So come, let's go. This is a small hut just amidst the forest, actually the coffee plantation, and the people live here. The workers basically live in this particular place. You can see they have planted so well. These are marigold plants. This is the house. It's small and cute, and if you can come here, they have planted so many plants and so beautiful. None of them are infected or anything. I don't know because of the weather or what, but all the plants are very healthy. You can see it's so beautiful. Even here they have so many plants. Just look at the tulsi plant. It is so well grown. It is beautiful. It is beautiful. It is just beautiful. There's a small water body out there. So they have just fed the hens. Hens just move around like this. There's no one who disturbs them. They are just chilling just like us. This is the passage, a small lane kind of a thing which connects the servant quarters to the quarters where we stay, especially the huts. And it is such a beautiful view from here. Every morning we try and come here so that we can take a small walk. And luckily today we have a bright sunny day which is helping us just explore more. The passage is very narrow, both the sides coffee plantations, and fun to be here. The whole passage, as I said, has coffee plantation on both sides. We also have pepper trees that are basically climbers which climb up. You can see so many of them that are grown over here. That is also one of the plants that they grow. And the coffee trees and then coffee plants basically, and the pepper trees, they are just on the palm trees. And then jackfruits, they are allowed to trail upwards, and then maybe they are sold after the fruits are born. I'll also show you around the huts that where we are staying. This is a place known as Pepper Trails. As the name suggests, there are so many pepper plants out here. If you can see around, everything belongs to the owner. And then it is a beautiful place. They have 2 huts where approximately 30 people can easily stay. I'll show you around the hut as well. It is a beautiful place with a beautiful view. And the best part, it is not like a normal resort where people just come here and stay. They have their own area which is surrounded by only plants, that is coffee plantations and pepper plants. And as I showed you the view also where we went, that is also something belongs to them. You can actually come here, cut off from everywhere and enjoy. And the best part is they also have network, so you can also be connected to your near and dear ones.
Coffee is first found in Ethiopia. Okay. It was a Arab country. Okay. Coffee was first consumed in Arab. Okay. Then coffee was brought to India by a saint, a Mughal saint, a Muslim saint known as Baba Budan. He is from Chikmagalur actually. Okay. So when he went to Makkah, he liked coffee, and he smuggled the beans by putting inside the beard. because Arab peoples they are not ready to cultivate letting this outside. So he was smuggled a few beans, like 7 to 8 beans he smuggled in the beer and putting inside the garments he smuggled. And he first brought the coffee to India in Karnataka. In Chikmagalur district, there is a place known as Baba Budangiri. Like Chandragiri is the hill name. So first he planted coffee there. There is a Arabica variety which is named after Chandragiri. That is how coffee came to India. That was the Arabica variety of coffee. Like there are two varieties of coffee. One is Arabica. There are multiple varieties of coffee. The largely consumed coffees is Arabica and Robusta. These two cherries. The difference between the Arabica and Robusta is Arabica coffee is quite sari content. It has this sari content and sweetish nature. For making of wines, it's good actually. For making of coffee liquors, Arabica is good. And the caffeine content is very less in Arabica when compared to the Robusta coffees. The Robusta coffees beans are like roundish in shape. The Arabica coffees are quite oven-sized, oven-shaped actually. These are the difference, and what we call Arabica production is very less when compared to the Robusta. Robusta annually we get an average crop, but Arabica it fluctuates. And depends upon the fluctuation of this, Arabica is quite expensive coffee. And in the worldwide, the consumption of coffee rate is like Arabica is more. 60% of the consumers consume Arabica coffee, and the other 40% comes to the Robusta coffee. These are the difference of the coffee actually. And the major production of Arabica is in Brazil. It's not from India actually. Arabica, the major producers are Brazil, is from Brazil actually. We cultivate more of Robusta coffees here in Coorg.
Which is like more smell.
No, quite. Robusta is not more smell. Robusta is quite bitter in taste. And quite earthen flavor. Where the Robusta coffee is quite sweetish in taste. Quite sari and quite sweetish in taste. Stronger wise, Robusta is quite stronger. Arabica is quite lighter actually. That is the thing. And the plants to go to be well established, a plant want to at least of 9 feet of space. To expand its branches. To maintain the coffee, the pruning has to be done after harvest, pre-monsoon, post-monsoon. Pruning has to be done, which is mandatory to maintain a plant actually in a healthy way. And the oak part, if you come, the harvesting is done manually. Indian coffee is famous because it is manually harvested and it is sun-dried. And the drying process are 2 types actually. One is parchment, where you pick the ripened coffees and you do the parchment process, and then you directly dry the beans, directly sun-dried. That is quite expensive bean actually, this parchment process. The another one is we dry the whole fruit, we dry it. After drying, we remove the dust, and then the hulling process is done, where the husk and bean will be separated. That is the next process of processing of a bean actually. The coffee beans are quite palish in color. It never is in coffee brown color. Only once when it is roasted, it turns coffee brown color. The coffee beans actually. There is one more coffee which is known as Liberian coffee, which is very low consumed. Not even 2% of the people consume it actually. Coffee comes from the berry family actually. It's a fruit. It's a fruit. Once when it matures, it turns into cherry red color. There will be a spike. We get mango shower rainfall, or else we do the sprinkler irrigation. After this irrigation, the spikes will be forwarded, and in the 9th day, the spike blossoms. The blossom flower, it looks similar to jasmine, and the smell is also similar to jasmine. After that blossom, it takes 9 months of time to mature. That is the process of coffee. After this 9th, in the mid of December, not even in the end of December, we start the harvesting. Once when the winter enters, we start the harvesting. And then it's a process of harvesting. After that, the pruning, and then the irrigation, then the chain continues actually. In maintenance wise, Arabica is infected by fungal infections, bacteria infections is quite common in Arabica. It gets infected very easily. But where in Robusta, it's quite moderate. It's not that commonly infected actually. Arabica is very sensitive. Arabica is very sensitive, where the Arabica should be planted and maintained in the shady belts, shady regions. Open daylights, it affects the plantation. But whereas it's opposite side in Robusta, or Robusta can be planted in the open space. No much of shade is required. In the daylight also, the success rate is good in Robusta actually. And the structural wise, how we can recognize is the Robusta leaves are quite bigger in size, where the Arabica leaves are quite tiny in size.
Okay.
And subdivisions, like in Arabica, there are multiple varieties. For example, Kaveri, Chandragiri, as told where Baba Budan first planted Arabica coffee in Chandragiri Hills. It's named after Chandragiri Hills.
Okay.
That variety is still, we call it as Chandragiri variety. And in Robusta, we get a selection variety, Kanin CC, and TR9. There are multiple sub varieties in Robusta also.
Okay.
These are the differences of coffee beans actually. You can see this cherry red color are the ripened ones. That is the ripened ones. And you can see this is a fruit, this is a cherry, this is a ripened Arabica coffee. This parchment process, when it is mechanically done, this will be the parchment process.
Okay.
This bean is Arabica bean.
Okay.
If parchment, after doing this parchment process, if it is dried, that is peaberry coffee, parchment coffee. Okay. Parchment coffee is expensive when compared to the whole fruit drying process actually. This is bean.
Okay.
If this is sun dried for 8 to 10 days in the daylight, open daylight, this turns into pale color.
Okay.
And this palish beans only turns coffee brown color only once when it is roasted.
Okay.
And coffee is multiply used. Basically, what we think it's used for, in liquid purpose, we use it for consumption as a beverage. But it goes for facial creams, it goes for perfumes, it goes for sweets, it goes for bakery products. And coffee powder can be done chicory less and with chicory also.
Okay.
For the filter coffee, most of the people consume it with 20% of chicory.
Okay.
And coffee can be prepared.
What is that, chicory?
Chicory is a root. It comes from Gujarat. It's a root.
Okay.
We add it to thicken the decoctions. They're fully grown.
And we have these pepper plants also, right? Yeah. These are pepper ones, right?
These are pepper. Pepper is a climber actually.
Yeah.
It never climbs to the silky bark trees. It wants a rough bark. Okay. What the advantage of pepper is, like, it climbs to the trees, and the roots what you see from the climber, from the stem of the pepper creeper, this sticks to the bark of the tree, and it drains the moisture from the tree and it sustains. Okay. That is how pepper sustains. The thing, the pepper should be maintained in the full shady belts. Okay. Open daylight, it affects the pepper. Pepper wants a good moisture. Pepper is like a baby. It's very sensitive plant actually. It should be taken care in a very sensitive way.
Meaning elaichi.
No. Pepper is a spices. It's a pepper. Elaichi is different.
From
Peppers are climber actually.
Okay.
It's not yet matured. Even the pepper require 9 months of time to mature.
Okay.
Once when this mature, it turns into darker green color. The sizes turns big also.
Okay.
And once when the pepper is harvested, the deconing process has to be done. The pepper will be removed from this thready stuff. The peppercorns will be deconed and removed, and after that the pepper will be dried in 2 to 3 open daylights.
Okay.
And that it turns into blackish color. Then it is black pepper. The white pepper process is like the way the pepper will be ripened and it's turned reddish color. That ripened pepper will be soaked in water, and then the skins will be removed. Okay. That processed pepper will be called as white pepper.
Okay.
When compared to the white and black pepper, white peppers are quite lighter, strong in nature. The black peppers are quite stronger in nature.
Okay. Nice. Thank you. Thank you.
Please.
So we reached the cottage, as you can see, and just where it begins, you can see there is a caution: elephant crossing. Guests are not allowed to walk in the trail roads from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. So basically, as I said, it was 7 o'clock when we came out. So this is the passage where basically the elephants pass by sometimes. And when I checked with the owner and the people around, maybe once a week, usually elephants pass on from here, and they do not harm anybody, nothing to be afraid of. But they have given a caution so that we do not come out and disturb them. So we should avoid that, and then we can go ahead to the cottage.